There's an old Ashkenazi custom to say Shir HaShirim publicly in a shul at least once during Pesach, usually during Chol HaMoed on Shabbat, and sometimes, as this year, on the seventh day of Pesach. What could possibly be the reason that we chose this book of the entire biblical canon to use as the Megillah to read on Pesach? Now, there are a number of reasons, most famously that it demonstrates the love relationship between the Jewish people and Hashem, but there might be something else as well. One reason might be able to be gleaned from the Zohar. The Holy Zohar points out that there's a verse, chapter 6, verse 10 in Shir HaShirim, which says, Mi zot hanishkafa. And the word mi usually means who, as in the Hebrew word, who is it? And zot means it's a feminine form of zeh, this. And the Zohar says on that verse that it alludes to two worlds, trei almim, two worlds. What could that possibly mean? What two worlds? Mizot. So the Sfat Emet explains, as we just said, that mi is who. In other words, it's the unknown, it's the mysterious, it's the deep, perhaps the spiritual. Zot is the tangible, is the physical, is the known. And so what we have in our lives constantly is a balance between the known and the unknown. What I mean is, we have the world we live in, we have the normal natural environment, and then there's something deeper that's inside of us that we don't always necessarily have a chance to reach out and investigate. In celebrating Pesach, what we're really celebrating is the recognition that there are two realities. Yes, there's a spiritual God in the world, but he affects physical things in this world. The miracles at the sea, the 10 plagues, all of those things that happened. The very physical reaction of liberating a people from a land. All of that has a spiritual cause and a spiritual purpose. Pesach is not an ends within itself. It's a gateway to more spiritual and physical connections. Shavuot, for example, 50 days later, is us receiving the Torah. And from that point on, we're supposed to be using the Torah to improve our lives and to fix that severed connection between the spiritual reality and the physical reality, those trei ilmim. And that's another reason for us to be reading Shir HaShirim now, for us to recognize that there's a physical and spiritual reality in our lives that we're a part of and that we can do a lot to improve. Have a Shabbat Shalom, Chag Sameach.